Heading into the 2021 NHL season, the Montreal Canadiens definitely have some question marks around their organization, but I wanted to dive into who I think is the most important player in order for the Habs to find success in 2021. When you're doing an exercise like this, you're always going to have the same players come up in the conversation, whether it's Carey Price in net, Shea Weber on the back end, or Brendan Gallagher up front. The Montreal Canadiens have a lot of vital players in order for them to find success next season. But I'm going to go a little bit of a different route, and I'm going to give an explanation on why I think Jesperi Kotkaniemi is the most important player in order for the Habs to find success next season. The obvious answer for a question like this is going to be Carey Price, but I don't think that's the case this season after the Habs acquired Jake Allen from the St. Louis Blues, a guy that's been one of the most reliable backups in the NHL over the last two seasons. One of the main reasons why a lot of people are much higher on the Canadiens heading into this season is because of their newfound depth up front. With the additions of Tyler Toffoli and Josh Anderson, the Canadiens can now healthily roll four lines, which is something that gives them a big advantage, specifically in a Canadian division that is very top-heavy in star power. If the Canadiens want to be a team that can roll four lines and exploit other teams with their depth, then the third line with potentially Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Tyler Toffoli, and Artturi Lehkonen is going to be a big part of that. Of course, you can say, well, what's the difference between Nick Suzuki and Jesperi Kotkaniemi? Well, I see Nick Suzuki is a little further along in his development. Kotkaniemi is still growing into his big frame, and I think it takes those players a little longer to develop in the NHL. I think we need to be a little more patient with him in terms of his development. But with that being said, I do think he is the most important part of whether or not the Canadiens are going to be able to find success heading into next season. The Canadiens ultimately made a big gamble up front dealing Max Domi for Josh Anderson because of the success that we saw from Nick Suzuki and Jesperi Kotkaniemi inside the bubble. I do believe this was the right decision for Marc Bergevin to make. The Canadiens had a clear need for a big body up front, but if Jesperi Kotkaniemi does take a step back next season, once again, the Canadiens might be in a lot more trouble than people realize. With all of that being said, I'm the type of person that likes to bank on my young talent being successful, so I think the Canadiens will see a jump forward from Kotkaniemi next season, and he will be an integral part of what they do moving forward. That's it for me today from Cook's Corner. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button down below and leave a comment on this video for who you think is the Canadiens' most important player heading into next season. I'm Zach Cook. We'll see you later.